Chapter 16. Xiao and Ning. Seeing the young man slowly coming over, Xiao Mei and her group slowed to a halt. Their previous laughter had also died out. The young girls by Xiao Mei's side widened their eyes while looking at the young man that was once the clan's pride. The expressions on their faces were varied, from sympathy to something else. Xiao Mei stopped in place. In her mind, she still felt attached and wanted to chat with the young man that had once captured her heart. But reality told her that the difference between the two of them was too large for them to be together, and wasting time on a cripple isn't exactly smart. Her brows furrowed before relaxing. In Xiao Mei's mind she thought, let's say hi. No matter what, he's still my Biao. Ignorant to Xiao Mei's thoughts, Xiao Yan still had his hands behind his head and was lazily walking over, watching the ever-closer Xiao Yan. A smile appeared on Xiao Mei's face, but the actions of the young man froze the smile on her small face, making it seem as if she was making a weird face. With both hands behind his head, Xiao Yan ignored the group and looked straight as he walked past the young girls without any hesitation, opening her red, small mouth at the young man's shadow. Xiao Mei was shocked. With her beauty, when had she ever had such a horrible treatment? She felt an embarrassed anger and couldn't help but yell, Xiao Yan Biao Ji. Stopping. Xiao Yan didn't turn around and his bland tone was emotionless, as if he was talking to a stranger. What? The emotionless and bland voice on Xiao Mei, and she whispered, nothing. Xiao Yan's brows jumped, but he shook his head and started walking forward again. Watching the disappearing shadow, Xiao Mei angrily stomped her feet and went onto a different path. Rounding a turn, Xiao Yan looked up to a spacious room. On the plaque of the room were 3 flamboyant and blood-red words: Do Technique Hall. Hearing the yells within the Do Technique Hall, Xiao Yan was quite surprised. Normally, no one came to the hall, so why was it so noisy today? Shrugging his shoulders, Xiao Yan stepped forward and entered the Do Technique Hall. Once Xiao Lam went inside the hall, quite a few cheers from other clan members greeted him. The Do Technique Hall was split into an East and West section. In the East section were the clan's Do techniques, while the West section was a large training field. Right now, there were quite a few people gathered around the training field and watching 2 people at the middle of the field, looking at the density of Xiao and Ning Ges Do Qi. Is he at 8 doing Qi? Hey, just 2 months ago, Xiao Ning Bilao Ji got to 8 doing Do Qi. But even though he has 8 doing Do Qi, Xian Biao Mei has 9 doing Do Qi. Xiao Ning Bilao Ji doesn't have a high chance of winning. Good luck, Xian Biao Mei. Hearing the voices from the crowd, Xiao Yan paused his footsteps and glanced around at the training field. Finally, his interested gaze landed on a young girl wearing a light purple dress. How does she have the time to fight with others? Xiao Yan thought in his mind before going to the east side of the hall and taking a random black scroll from a shelf. Opening up the scroll, large yellow words appeared. Middle yellow, shattering red hand. Lazily leaning on the bookshelf, Xiao Yan read the training methods to the shattering rock hand while occasionally glancing at the ferocious battle in the training field. The spacious hall seemed to be separated into 2 worlds. The west side was noisy, while the east side was peaceful and calm. Xian's opponent was a young man at about the age of 17 to 18. He was quite handsome and similar to Jia Leo, who Xiao Yan had seen the other day. The young man was called Xiao Ning and was the top eldest grandson. Even though he was only 17, he had already gotten to 8 doing Qi, and in the entire clan, only Xian was better than him. Xiao Yan had a neutral impression of this Biao Ji. They only occasionally met and always said customary greetings before hurrying off. Maybe it was because of the unfriendly atmosphere between his father and the top elder, but Xiao Yan was always able to feel animosity emanating from him. But while Xiao Yan was crippled, he had never went out of his way to taunt or tease Xiao Yuman. Lightly smiling, Xiao Yan discarded his thoughts and went back to studying the shattering rock hand. On the training field, Xiao was like a light purple butterfly that avoided the swift attacks by Xiao and Ning, gracefully and elegantly. However, on her delicate face, no emotions such as weariness or the legs surfaced. After blocking another one of Xiao and Ning's attacks, Chen Earth's gaze lazily swept across the hall, but suddenly her movement stopped. Seeing the absorbed young man in the east side of the hall, a light and elegant smile floated onto Chen Earth's face. The girl's sudden smile made the spectators stun at the beauty of Chen Er. Chen Er Gao Mei. Watch out! Read when Chen Er was distracted. A young voice called out from within the crowd. Feeling the violent pressure coming from behind her, Chen Er furrowed her brows, but her gaze stayed on the young man below the bookshelf. At the same time, Xiao Yan had lifted his head, and seeing the sneak attack directed at Chen Er, he furrowed his brows and shook his head. His look revealed a restrained worry. Seeing the worried look on Xiao Yan's face, Chen Er mischievously blinked her beautiful eyes. Suddenly, she took a small step toward the left. Even though it was just a step, it strangely helped her dodge all of Xiao Ning's attacks. While she was dodging, her clear white hand sparkled gold and went straight between Xiao Ning's hands and lightly landed on his chest. Turning around in a circle, Chen Er gracefully counteracted the force, while Xiao Ning had to step back a dozen steps and out of the training field to be able to defeat Xiao Ning with one attack. The spectators all gave thunderous applause to Xiao Xian. Hey! Chen Er Gao Mei is really at the top in the younger generation of the clan. You're really strong. Even though Xiao Ning had just been defeated by Chen Er, he had a smile as he walked back to the middle of the training field, calmly looking at the girl in front of him. The fervent love in Xiao Ning's eyes wasn't hidden at all. Even though they were technically Biao Ji, Mei, Xiao Ning knew that in the entire clan, many of the members didn't have close blood relations, and for Xiao Xian, he knew that she wasn't related by blood to him. As if she didn't feel the fervent gaze of Xiao Ning, Chen Er respectfully shook her head and said, Xiao Ning Biao Ji, let me win. After saying that, she didn't wait for a response from Xiao Ning and went straight to the eastern part of the hall with a big smile. Being the center of attention, Chen Er's movements were detected by everyone, and following the intended path of Chen Er, they found Xiao Yan. Even though Xiao Yan was now the center of attention to the previous spectators, Xiao Yan didn't look up and was absorbed in his own world.